Hey everyone, and welcome to Glorious. Today we are excited to talk with Christian from Save the World Token. So thank you, Christian, for being here. I'm excited about your project. I'm excited about our discussion today. So thank you for joining me.
Yeah, thank you, Brent, for having us on. You're an awesome guy, and I'm very much looking forward to our conversations today. So thanks again for giving us the opportunity to kind of share with your community about Save the World.
Yeah, a lot of people have been excited about this. I got a couple comments about people wanting me to check this out. Obviously, I'm huge on charity tokens. So I like to talk about them as much as possible. And I appreciate the compliment. Compliment 20%, 30 seconds into the interview is always a positive for me. So why
Cool.
don't you tell me about your role at Save the World and kind of like the team? I know you guys are a pretty large team when I talk to other projects and things like that. It's usually one or two people, but you have a fairly large team. So maybe we could start with that.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Christian, and I volunteered for Save. I guess I'm considered a core contributor now, and it's been pretty amazing to see the explosive growth that Save has had. And the cool thing about Save is it attracted a lot of great people that are very smart and want to help because of their moral standpoint with Save the World. And it's really cool. We've grown from just having a few people that wanted to step up and volunteer to now like having like 30 or 40 people that either will whip up graphics or reach out to different people for marketing or try running the Twitter account. So it's been really cool to see everyone kind of volunteer and step up for that. And we're all holders, right? And we believe in the project, but me personally, just I'm the type of person that I've always been charitable. I teach music. I've taught music for free. I love doing things that help people out in need, and kind of seeing this token really got me excited. And up until then, I haven't really heard of any charity tokens or anything that was doing what Save wanted to do. You had a lot of tokens out there that were like, hey, yes, we're doing charity, and they'd raise millions and millions of dollars, have a huge market cap, and they'll say, all right, we're giving like $10,000 to this charity.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it wasn't really the purpose of the token. It was more of like a marketing thing, right?
Yeah.
So
And I think and I was looking on your website and definitely featured a lot of projects. And I know that a lot of projects do they focus on specific niches, like focus on like animal conservation, things like that. I think all those things are important. I saw one of the things that you guys, I think in phase one, are going to be focusing on giving to like the COVID battle in India or something like that, which is like very pressing. Not to say animal conservation. Oh, God,
no,
I'm getting It's just like that is like, like really important and really something that's, I think
yeah,
in the
no,
nowadays, like probably one of the most important charity causes to give to. So
yeah, you're 100% right. And with COVID relief in India, that was our first charity that we started off with. And in a week, we donated close to $1.5 million,
yeah, that's a lot. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm sure that helped them. And then we donated to American Cancer Society. We've donated to an organization in South Africa called Act Now. And for example, they're a charity that fights gender-based violence, and they help people that have all these issues in their homes with either their partners or from other family members. They might be getting abused. There's all this domestic violence. And one of the things they struggle with is having somewhere to go. You don't really have anywhere to go. You don't know anyone. And so we partnered with this charity, and we donated a little over $50,000 so far to them. And within that week, they were building shelters, and they had these like overalls on that with the Save the World logo and the Act
Nice,
Now.
nice, nice.
And they were literally building these shelters. And it was like we employed 80 people to do this work and build these shelters and get these things up and running. And it shows you the power that money can have for good causes when there's no red tape involved, and you can donate money to a charity and then those funds get held up. There's all this legal hoops that everyone has to jump through, and the money might not even end up going to where it says it's going. And if it does, it might be only 20%, right? Or 30% of the total money that
Yeah,
was donated. Whereas for Save, that money is going directly to where it needs to go. and they can withdraw it within minutes if they want to and just start putting it to work. So I think that's really cool. And the fact that we've been able to donate close to $2 million in a little over a month is pretty cool in my opinion, and kind of gets me excited.
Yeah, I see people that like you say they donate it, their market cap goes up, and they say we're gonna donate this, but then they end up not actually like donating that amount, and it's just because it's like, oh, it's a percentage of our market cap. But then it seems like you guys are actually, as soon as you guys get the funds, you're like, oh, we're donating now. So like in just a short amount of time, you've donated a lot, and you're like, oh, we have money, we're gonna donate now. Versus others, it's
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, we plan to do it at the end of the month or end of the quarter, and then obviously market cap changes, things like that. So it's great
yeah,
that you're like, as soon as you got it, you're giving it out. So I think that's awesome, and allocating it. So I think that's great.
exactly. And kind of what you said is, again, it's like another gimmick that a lot of tokens use that say, hey, if we reach 10 times the price that we reach
Right.
now,
Yeah.
we're going to do this. And that's kind of like just making a false promise or trying to push the token in one direction or another. In terms of Save the World, the way it works is every single buy and sell has a portion of that transaction removed or taxed. And that money is what's set aside to give to charities. So whether it's a lot of buys happening that day, a lot of sells, it doesn't matter what the market cap is, as long as there's volume. That's how Save the World works. So it's
Right.
more tied to volume, and that's why it's a different amount every single day. If there's more transactions happening, and again, they can be buys or sells, but if there's more transactions happening, there's more money being generated, and that's what drives the coin. And it makes sure that almost every single day that there is a donation, but that donation can vary based on how many transactions have taken place on that particular day.
Yeah, that makes sense. Basing on the transactions versus like I've seen some that's like when we get to like 20K holders or whatever like that, we're gonna donate
Right.
like thing. It's like it's not part of the tokenomics, and it seems like it's fundamental to you guys. So that's awesome. Can you give me some background on when you guys started? I know you guys are still fairly new. It's okay if you don't know
Yeah.
maybe you do know the exact day, and then just kind of like how it's been from your perspective. I know you guys have donated a bunch. I know we'll talk about the roadmap in a second, but how has
Yeah.
the launch been? How is the perception? Like how has the initial
Yeah.
launch gone? Yeah.
So like it was really good. I want to say it was 36 or 37 days
Okay.
ago that Save launched, something like that.
Okay.
So
So very early.
very,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, very early, very recent, and there was explosive growth in the beginning. And there was a little bit of, I guess, an issue or something that arose in the sense of what happened was one of these guys in the pre-sale wallets, they were a big marketing guy or like a crypto influencer,
I see. I see.
and he was given a spot right on this white list, and he basically made a lot of money in a day or two. I don't know how much he made, but he made enough where he decided to cash it out, right? And kind of caused a little bit of a panic and made people worried that either some people were giving up or the project wasn't working out. And that wasn't the case at all. And I think now we're past that point where the token appreciated considerably and then dropped considerably. But now we're at a point where the growth that's happening is completely organic, and it's based off of the partnerships that
Yeah.
have been
Exactly.
established. And it's like we've had a chance to work with Dabo Mandela, Nelson Mandela's
Oh, cool.
godson or
Cool. Cool. Nice.
grandson. Yeah, it was nuts. We worked with Michael Blackson to build a school in Ghana, and he came onto the stream, and awesome guy. And we've been able to meet a ton of people that really believe in the project, people that don't really know what crypto is, but look at crypto in a different light when they can see the good that it can do. Because there is this whole misconception of Bitcoin or crypto possibly being a scam or not knowing what is really going on. And people are afraid of what they don't know, or they are quick to discredit something that they don't understand. But once you do understand and know that crypto involves a global economy and involves people from everywhere around the world, now you can kind of focus some of that and use it for something good like charity.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's really
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool. I think it's really cool that, yeah, obviously, like, it's a global thing. It makes it easy to not only, I think with all the charity donations that you're doing, obviously having it be a crypto and things like that makes it a lot easier to do. There's like, just like, makes you, that thing you mentioned in Ghana, things like that, just giving away,
Yeah.
giving money just makes that easier. And then to your previous point about someone who got in early and then it kind of affected the price, I think you said after pre-sale, I see that happening a lot with a lot of projects that I talk about. I even referred to like something from, I use SafeMoon as a basis, as an example, because there was a point when they had an all-time high and then they had a dip because a bunch of people were selling, like a handful of people. But it was a good
Yeah.
opportunity, and which I think exactly what you're explaining. It was a good opportunity. It was a use case where something dipped, people bought in, and then there was the organic growth from everything that was happening, and then people ended up making even more money than that initial person that got in. But it happens a lot. People, that one person that gets in early on the project, or you said the marketing person. But again, for the long-term holders that really believe in the project, they're the ones who are really getting the value out of it. And it's great that you're giving that example, because I've seen time and time again where the people that get in early after that initial dip still, and sticking with the project and believing in it, really making, a good money.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, like everybody that's involved in the project that is helping out, from marketing or myself, or there's another guy I do the live stream with every night, Chris, another girl named Justine, and they're awesome people. And I'm so glad I had the opportunity to meet them, doing something like this. And at the end of the day, we're all volunteers, and we bought the token in the beginning. We've seen it drop, right? But we're still here. We're working on it because we actually think it's something really, really worth spending time on. And we know that based off of the connections that we've been able to establish and the people we've been able to introduce, like that's one really cool thing about Save, is it's brought in so many people. There's close to about 35,000 holders
Oh,
for
wow.
Save,
Okay. See.
and in like a month, right? And a lot of these people that came in to buy Save never purchased crypto before, and they heard it, from an event or from, somewhere else, or from through word of mouth. And for a lot of people, it was the first token that they purchased. They didn't even know about BNB, let alone Binance Smart Chain. And that's one of the things that the team is trying to figure out, getting Save on a centralized exchange, because one of the things that we've had trouble with is getting a lot of people to get on to Save if they're not too savvy with crypto or maybe inexperienced. And on our website, SaveTheWorld.health, we have kind of like a step-by-step guide to show people how to purchase the token, and kind of guide people through that if they've never really messed with crypto before.
Yeah, a lot of my audience is new to crypto, like I think obviously there's so much. I think nowadays, I don't have any stats to back this, but I think nowadays is like there's more new people. I'm just making up more, but definitely I see it from like people commenting and more new holders, more new people getting to their first crypto ever now in the last couple months than they've ever did before, because people want to, they want to be smart with their money. They want to jump into projects. I think there's a lot of interesting projects that weren't there before, like Save, that people want to jump into because they believe in it. And also, like, I think there's some people out there that just want to jump into a new crypto every single day, every single week. But there's also a huge portion of people that just want to get into one crypto, something that they truly believe in, just stick with it for the long term and like see what happens. I think, and obviously Save, I think, is a good, opportunity to do that, just because of all the exciting things that are coming up. That's great that you mentioned how to buy it. Obviously, everyone can check out the website, and it's a really easy tutorial. And I think that's really important for project owners or project team to have that on the website, because there's a lot of people that don't know how to buy the token. So I was looking at earlier, you have a really easy step-by-step guide to do so. So I think that's awesome. Yeah. And your ticker is Save, right? Like your symbol is Save. I don't know how, that's an amazing one. Like, I don't know, you can't beat that. It's very, and a lot of people also want things like that really draw people and get them excited about it, because it's even if it's something as simple as ticker, they feel like they want to be a part of everything that you're doing, and that includes the ticker and any potential branding you have. And I think that's important. So
for sure, like at the end of the day, kind of going to your point about what you mentioned earlier with some charity tokens, they kind of focus on just one objective or one goal, one mission. Save the World is literally exactly what it sounds. You know, it could do anything. It gives us the flexibility to help anyone, anywhere, and not have to kind of explain why we're doing what we're doing, right? It's
Yeah.
at
Okay.
the end of
That's
the
yeah.
day,
Yeah.
everyone needs help, right? Everyone's going to need something. So if we can do that and the community can rally behind it, then we're going to do it. We're not going to say, oh, we committed to only planting trees. You
Yeah.
know, we cannot give our money to something else. Like,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
that's
That's
cool,
yeah.
but I mean, come on.
It's okay. You went the animal. I mean, I went the animal route. You went the tree route. Yeah. So, but the things like no one's gonna bat an eye when they say we're giving money for COVID relief in India. Like that's like, yep, totally makes sense. Like that seems like that priority. No one's gonna bat an eye. You're literally saving the world, and I think that's a good way to explain it. And I think it makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense. And yeah, I was looking at your guys' Twitter, and they were like, I think charity token. This Twitter account was like saying which charity tokens are you most excited about, and you guys were like top 2 or something like that, and it was you and Happy Coin, which Happy Coin was like, I think it's been around for a long time, or a longer time than you guys, and there's a lot of hype around Happy Coin. It's great that you guys are right there neck and neck with them in terms of like excitement, things like that, because Happy is awesome, and then you guys are awesome too, and I think that I think that's a great achievement for such a short amount of time.
Yeah, and I think there's a few other charity projects out there, and I'm not too sure about the overall stats on Happy, but generally speaking, I haven't seen another token that has donated as much money as they've had in a short amount of time as they had as
right,
Save, you know?
Yeah, so I don't think so either. Cool. I know that there's, like I said, promises of donations and things like that, and working their way to get there, or funds allocated to a donation, like a donate, but actually going out there and all those things that you've listed that you've done is like, it's kind of crazy. You've done all that stuff in such a short amount of time. So I think that's awesome. So we talked about things you've done in the past. Maybe let's transition to things that are coming. I looked at your roadmap, and there's a bunch of exciting things that I actually wanted to ask you about.
Go for it.
So you guys have the ambassador program. Can you talk a little bit about that and what that is and how to become an ambassador?
Sure.
Any details you could possibly share? I know this is coming in the future.
Yeah. So basically, we are looking for people who really believe in Save, really believe in what we do, and can help represent us. We've had a couple of influencers that we've worked with so far, where it's not just like, we pay you once, or, you're offering this, we're looking for people who really believe in the project, really understand what it stands for, and can help us get the message out there. And anyone who is interested in becoming an ambassador, definitely join our Telegram. We have a bunch of people in there. That's where the team checks messages. We also have a Discord channel, and it's really important that you just stop by, say, hey, I saw that you guys are offering an ambassador program. I want to know how I can help. And we'll definitely reach out and see if we can establish a cool working relationship where you can help spread the world about Save and everything we're doing. We obviously back you up. You get our community will know about you, who you are, and we can always work something out. So anyone that's interested, reach out to us.
Yeah, I was in that Telegram group, and so everyone's like super excited and just about the project in general. And I think what's good about Save the World is that even if, like, obviously a lot of cryptos, people are in the Telegrams and there's like, I just want to make money, when are we gonna 10x 20x
one moon?
And then but then in your guys, it's like, people are literally passionate about being a part of these charity donations and saving the world, and just helping out whatever they can. So they're like, well, I don't want to say that you guys are not going to get rich on Save the World, but I think people are in it from the beginning, as in like, it's definitely a good investment, but also as in like, hey, we're making, the time I'm putting into it to help out. I am, and what you said, I really believe, you really believe in the project, and you really believe you're making an impact. And I think you're getting value from that, right? So it's kind of like you're getting value from your potential investment, but also getting value from helping out. And there's a lot of people out there that just want to, help out and become, an ambassador of a project that they really believe in. So I think that makes a lot of sense, and it's a good idea. And also I think I mentioned earlier, sorry, I have to bring this up or I'm going to forget again. You said you live stream every night on Twitch. Did you say that?
Yeah. So we have a YouTube channel. Yeah, we do it on YouTube, man. And
YouTube.
Pretty much every single night. And we've we did it the first 30 days, and it was a ride, just having that stream ready, just because one of the things
Yeah.
that we do is we live stream the donation. So we show
Okay,
the
got it.
website,
Yeah,
so when
okay.
we partnered with an organization like Act Now, we verify who they are, their status, all that stuff, to make sure we're actually donating to a
Got
legit
it.
company. And then we have them put their wallet up on their website,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so that we then display that. We usually have guests on to talk a little bit. We've had Andaba Mandela
Oh,
on. We
crazy.
had
Yeah,
Michael
yeah.
on. Yeah, Michael Blackson. And like we've had all these other people on too. And it's been such a cool experience, to say the least, to be talking to these people and helping them trying to achieve something that's so important to them. So we do our live streams, we show people where we're donating to,
That's cool.
and we just have a conversation, just like how we're having one now.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that like I said, you guys are putting yourself out there. There's super transparent on, the team and what your mission is and what you're doing, and then the money coming in and what you're doing with it. So I think that's
Yeah,
awesome. I get that question a lot from my viewers and emails, like, oh, is this project safe? Or like, are there real people behind this? And I'm like, yes, like you could physically see them.
exactly.
And like, there's not a lot of people. That's why I'm trying to encourage, these developer interviews, because of the fact that I want people hear me talk about projects all the time, but you were hearing it directly from someone like you. I think is different, and it makes everyone believe like, okay, they're actually doing what they're saying they're doing, and I think it's awesome, and it just shows a lot about your team and your project.
For
So
sure. Like that was one of the things that we wanted people to feel comfortable with, is who is Save. They say they're donating all this money, but like what if they're, taking it and not donating it? How do you
yeah,
really know? And that's a valid question for pretty much any investor to ask. It's one of the basic questions, like who is the team, where is this money going, etc. So with that being said, that's why I made myself known. There's, I think, 5 or 6 team
yeah.
members,
Hmm.
that have stepped up and say, hey, listen, like, yeah, I'm part of this team. You can contact me, ask me any questions. And like how you mentioned, we have full transparency in terms of donating the money, um, having the team docs, constantly updating people every night on what's going on and what we're working on next. So it's a really cool system that I think Save has, and that's what allows people to have a little bit more trust in the token and the project versus, kind of just jumping into something you don't really know anything about.
Yeah, I think transparency, again, going back to where we both said, new people coming into crypto, like that's the number one thing people care about. Transparency. What is this about? Like if I'm putting my
Right.
money into something, I want to completely understand that. Maybe there's people coming in from like just doing stock trading, right? They know what the stock is, they know what the company is, it's public, they can see their financials. But with crypto, kind of a black box. But having someone like a face of a project like you talking about it in their tokenomics, and you guys talking every night, and I think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And that's why I was really asking about like how you talk to people every night. And I think that's awesome that you're committed to do that, is because a lot of people will do that, like maybe an AMA in the beginning, pre-launch or something like that, or like
Right.
show their face one time or show their face on the website, and then people forget them. They don't get updates for like weeks. So it's good that you're constantly giving you updates, constantly showing your face, constantly, interacting with the community, and that full transparency, I think is great. This other thing, again, there's a lot of stuff on your roadmap that I'm excited about. I handpicked a couple. NFTs,
Yeah.
how's that going to work? How is that like NFTs that I'll let you talk. Is it an idea of like people buy NFTs and the portions go to charities or something like that? Or how's that going to work?
That's a good question. So yeah, that's something that we're looking at, and the team is looking on developing, but making NFTs that are themed to like a certain donation,
Cool. Yeah, that's
So
cool.
it'll be kind of like a way to raise more awareness and get that going. And we're still like in the planning stages for it, but we think it could be a big part of the ecosystem and give additional value, because now not only are we choosing to donate to a certain charity, right, for 5 days or a
Mm-hmm.
week, but then we can give them these NFTs or transfer ownership to them. And every time these NFTs get traded, a portion of that
Oh,
transaction
cool.
goes to the original owner. So if we give them ownership of these NFTs, they would continue generating donations as long as those NFTs are out and being traded. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, and that's cool. Yeah, and then like being like if you're donating to a specific cause or something like that, like maybe holders or whoever will get the maybe there's an option to get the
Exactly. You
NFTs
can
and then they
donate.
get, yeah.
You can send save tokens for the NFT. and then that save will then be set aside. And, we're still planning the whole thing out, but it could definitely work and give people additional help so that even though we might be wrapping up with them or we gave them that week's worth of donations, guess what? Well, we showed them how to open up a wallet. Their wallet is available on their website. Yeah. Anyone can donate anytime from that point forward. We've given them a lot of like marketing or just shine a light on their organization and what they've done. So we try to not just, hey, pick you because we think, you'll get us good exposure and then we'll just send you the money and then that'll be that. We help them from setting up their wallet to getting it on their website, to receiving the money, to teaching them how to cash it out, to, the whole step, the whole thing. That way they're not just left in the dark about what's going on, especially if they don't really know what crypto is about.
Yeah, I'm like big on like obviously making sure like if you see any of my videos, it's a lot. Obviously, it's a lot of charities. Also, it's a lot on like making sure that projects are legitimate and things like that. And then also just education for that, because for me, the biggest thing is I want to make sure the people that come in and actually invest money into crypto, that they feel safe and secure. And so I think the education piece and like the mentoring piece is like really important. It's great that you guys are offering that and helping people really understand it. Not just thanks for your money. It's like we want to help build this relationship with you, long-term partnership. We want you to understand what you're getting into and then help you along the way from several different aspects. I think is actually a really clever and smart thing that you guys are doing. So
no, at the end of the day, we really want to help people and kind of show the good that crypto can do and say, hey, listen, if you've never really messed with crypto or anything like that, maybe now could be the time and you could be doing something good with that as well. Yeah. So that's the good that really comes from it,
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. Like, there's other like projects that are like meme coins and things like that, and like people always say, "What's the utility of it?" And it's like, well, I don't know. But then but the whole thing is like, they're like, "Oh, can I make money off it?" I don't know. But the idea is that like, with Save the World, it's like, well, you could do good in the world, but also you could potentially make money of it. So it's like, exactly. There's lots of benefits to it, and I think you guys are doing a lot of things the right way. I think you guys are focusing on the charity piece and the partnerships. A lot of projects out there try to focus on like too much, like we're gonna build a wallet or we're gonna build like this platform or the things like that.
Right.
I don't know, maybe if you guys in the future, but I'm just saying like you're focusing on the main thing. You're focusing on the these charities, partnerships, making sure they understand the education piece, and I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So sorry, I know you're a very busy person, so I had 2 more questions for you. These are on the roadmap. I wanted to check. So Save contest, is that in like the NFT portion, or that's something totally different? I think that you guys are trying to do a lot of contests in general, so I don't know if there's anything specific you wanted to comment.
Well, we did have a Gleam contest type thing where you shared. Yeah, we did that, but that wrapped up, and we're always doing giveaways on social media. So if you follow us on Instagram, I think it's Save Token Official. Our Twitter, it's STW Token. You can follow us on there. We're on TikTok as well, Save Token Official. So you can just check us out and follow us, because we are always giving away Save. We want to keep introducing Save to as many people as possible. And yeah,
I'm big on giveaways. I do a Gleam IO giveaway. Nice. every single week to my subscribe. If you're a subscriber, I give $100 of free random crypto every single week.
That's awesome.
To a subscriber, yeah. And so I have a Gleam. It's a Gleam IO. Are you gonna? You can join. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah. I could give out some Save. I leave it up to the person. So I say, if you win it, I email you and I go, what do you want? Last week someone asked for Bitcoin, so I was like, fine, here's $100 for the Bitcoin. But cool. I'll give recommendations on what they should do. But I use Gleam IO, and I just have a Gleam IO that expires at the end of the year, right? So because it's weekly, so I just randomly pick one.
It's definitely a good tool to use to kind of get people to spread the word about your project and actually have a chance at getting something back for doing that,
Yeah, I'm all about, my tagline is goals, gains, and giveaways. So nice. I always try to. I like it. I always try to give, because when I talk about a project, and maybe in the future I'll give out just randomly, I'll give out $100 of Save. Not now, I'll figure it out in the future, but because I'm already giving out a lot this week. But if I'm talking about a project that I'm excited about, that I invest in, right? Then I'm like, well, I also want to give it out to people, so that hopefully someone wins, and then they really, get invested, like, oh, they have $100 worth of save, and then they feel like,
Yeah.
okay, this project is awesome, and like, they're doing all these things, and I'm getting more and more, and they get involved in it. And so I kind of like, because I'm excited about a project, and if people out there aren't always able to invest, but that's why I'm trying to give away as much as possible. I'm not saving the world by giving people crypto,
Of course,
but if it gets them excited and gets them to feel a part of it,
exactly.
I want to do that. So
cool. So we'll figure something out. Don't worry.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, like I can tell you though, the two biggest things that we are super excited about that's coming out over the next week or so is that we have a brand new website redesign that will give a lot more information about Save the World, who we are, what we're doing. It'll show how much money is being raised, how much money has been donated so far to all the different charities we've had. So you'll be able to see all that information. And we're also building something called a DAO. Now, a DAO is a platform where holders can have a say in the direction that a token takes or a project. So up until now, we're kind of picking different organizations, going and reaching out to different people, seeing who needs help. They'll reach out to us, etc. The eventual goal is to have our holders decide. And one of the ways you can do that is if you're a token holder, you can then go on the website and create a proposal. You can say, I'd like Save to donate to this charity for a week. Okay. Holders can then vote on certain proposals and decide as a community what direction Save goes in and who, what projects or organizations that we work with next. And then the goal of the team will then shift to vetting organizations and making sure they're legitimate. And the whole process is a little bit different than just finding them. But we want the community to have a say in what direction Save goes in and who Save helps. So that DAO is going to be really big because now it'll really give users a voice, and the people that have been invested with Save from the beginning will have a much bigger say in terms of voting and proposing things.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was actually one of the questions I was supposed to ask in the beginning is how do you pick your charities? But yeah, I think that's awesome. You give control to your holders and things like that, like what they feel like. I think that makes a lot of sense. And it definitely, like if you own, if you're a holder of Save, then it makes you feel like you have power to impact everything that the project does. And they feel like,
exactly.
Like exactly what I was saying earlier about people don't want to invest. There's a lot of people out there that don't want to invest in multiple projects. They want to stick with one project. And if they stick with Save and they feel like they actually have a say in what the company and the project does, I think that is awesome. I think it's a good, clever idea that I don't think any other charities are trying to do that. And I think it gives you guys really something that stands out. So I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And I think that'll be the best way forward because if the community is picking the charity, they'll be excited about that charity, and they'll really stand behind it. And again, it'll allow people to do more than just, buy or sell the token. They might want to step up and make graphics. Like we literally had 2 artists make songs for Save the World, like official Save the World songs.
Nice.
Like that's crazy. It's so amazing to see the amount of people that are just like, I'm going to make this 30-second video, or I'm going to make this song. I'm going to come up with these graphics. I'm going to make a t-shirt. And it's just like, it's nuts. It's so cool. And to see that there's so much passion behind it, I think that is what makes me feel confident that it's going to keep going. And it's day 35, 36 of a whole lot more days and a lot more donations to come and a lot more people to help. So I think it's definitely here for the long run, and it'll only keep getting bigger as news really comes out about how much we've donated and the impact we actually have made in people's lives.
Yeah, I think so. I think once more people hear about the project, obviously you guys are going to be listing, and you guys are on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, but I think the more listings that you guys have, I think there's a lot of exciting things about this project. Obviously, I think that, you guys are talking about it in the right way and doing all these great things. And I think more and more people are just, once they learn about there's no, the project is definitely solid, and you guys behind it are definitely doing the right things. It's all about getting eyes on the project. Once people find out about Save, they're going to believe in the same thing you guys believe in, and then continue to push it as much as possible. So I think that's awesome. So I
Yeah.
think that's all the questions that I had. I don't know if there was anything last that you wanted to mention. Thanks for mentioning those two exciting things that were coming up. Those were
Yeah.
great updates. I don't know if there was anything else that you wanted to touch on that I didn't cover.
No, I think you pretty much hit it pretty well, Brent. Thank you again for having us. Again, guys, check us out on social media.
Yep.
You know, that'll be the best way to stay up to date. We go live almost every night. We might take a break here or there, you know, because
Yeah, I don't
it's
want to commit that you
every
do it. You
single.
can do it every single night for the foreseeable future. You should take a break. There's a bunch of things that you guys are doing, so I know you guys are
I
busy. So,
know.
but it's awesome
Yeah.
that you do that,
So,
though. So,
yeah, no, thank you. I really appreciate it. So, guys, definitely check us out. You can always join our Telegram if you're interested in working with Save or helping us out in any way you can. We'll always listen. We're always looking for people to kind of contribute or offer anything. And we'd love to work with anyone because at the end of the day, we want to save the world and it's not going to happen overnight,
nice.
but
Yeah.
we need as much help as we can get, you know?
Nice. Yeah, I'll put the links in the description for your website, your Telegram, and then
Cool.
anything else. You guys have like a link tree or something like that that has
We
all links.
do.
So I'll put
Yeah.
that in. I'll probably put that in there as well to have all links to all these different things. But yeah, so thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate your time, Christian. All sounds like an awesome project. I want to learn more about it. I'm gonna keep my community updated on everything going on with it. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Christian again. Thanks Save the World.
Thank
And
you.
talk to you guys later.